Good evening. It is an honor to join the Franklin and Hampshire County Selectmen to celebrate the career and contributions of Congressman John Olver. From the State House to the State Senate to the United States House of Representatives. In every office, he has put his constituents first.
John has been a tireless advocate for his constituents, and I know he will be as sorely missed in the towns and hamlets of Western Massachusetts as by those of us who have come to know him, respect him, and cherish his friendship here in Washington.
In Congress, he has made his mark by improving the lives of his neighbors throughout the 1st District.
John has been a fighter for policies and projects that strengthen communities and create economic opportunities, including expanded transit services, safer roadways, and a new bike path system for Western Massachusetts.
His efforts beyond the borders of his state and his visionary leadership in the campaign to invest in high-speed rail, reinforce our infrastructure, rebuild America, and strengthen our economy.
John has always taken his role as an appropriator very seriously, and he knows better than most the intimate details of the process and necessity of reaching bipartisan agreement to get things done for his constituents and for our country.
Indeed, in so abling, serving, and leading his home state, he has strengthened our country.
Massachusetts has a proud tradition of lending its greatest citizens to the rest of us as national leaders during times of challenge. I want to thank the people of the Bay State for sending us John Olver.
John, it is an honor to serve with you. Thank you.
He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man.
He has been Mr. Infrastructure and enormously helpful to all of us in our state. He has helped us land $45 million in federal funds to bring high-speed internet to 120 communities in western and north central Massachusetts.
It's been a long time since a young state representative, as a matter of fact, a young town meeting member in Brookline and a young PhD student at MIT first met. And I guess it's fair to say that John and I have been working together, collaborating together, conspiring together ever since to try to do good things for the Commonwealth, and in his case, the people of the United States. But we send you our love, and we send you a huge thank you for all you've done, and particularly for what you've done on transportation. One of these days, you and I are going to ride the train from North Station to Fitchburg in 1 hour. And then I'm going to give you a big hug and say thank you. All the best. Stay in this business. We need you.
What I've always appreciated about John is his pragmatism, the efforts that he makes to forge coalitions, to be patient and persistent in his work to make sure that things this country needs and this Commonwealth need are done.
John has been a constant fighter for the development of renewable energy. John stands up to anyone who tries to dismiss the science of global climate change. In fact, he helped organize the House Bipartisan Climate Change Caucus.
you, John, were one of the earliest and most vocal leaders on global warming and the effects of our nation's dependence on foreign oil.
We all know that John has been on the right side of a whole host of different issues that are consequential in our time. He opposed the Iraq War, he opposed the Patriot Act. Even though they were popular with a lot of people at that point in time, it turned out in the long run that he was right. He supported the Affordable Care Act, and the same consequence is going to come from that. He's always prioritized the concerns of the folks that he was representing, and he made sure that he took care of the welfare of middle-class families and those that aspired to be in the middle class.
Now, I know some of John's friends have said he is, and I quote, the most unlikely politician. Well, maybe so, my friends, but let me tell you, this most unlikely politician has never lost an election, not one. His secret? Voters long ago recognized John Olver for what he is, a hardworking, down-to-earth, no-nonsense, principled legislator, and above all, public servant. Of course, it didn't hurt that in his first campaign for the Congress, he impressed a heck of a lot of folks in the 1st District by winning the infamous cow milking contest at the 3-county fair.
If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66.
Later on this month, I'm going to be attending a ribbon cutting up in my district in Amesbury. And because of John's help and work on the Transportation Committee, that is going to be a facility that's going to service that entire region and benefit so many people. And in addition, we were able to put the senior center in that building, so that it affects the whole town and every family there. And a large part of the credit goes to John for making sure that the money for that was coming back to Massachusetts and put to work. For more than, I guess, many years now, John's been critical to all the investments throughout the Commonwealth, whether it's my district, others, and particularly his own.
I will tell you that every single relationship I have had with him has been professional, thoughtful, and useful. There aren't many public officials I can say that about. John is, in my opinion, one of the finest public officials I've ever met. I'm sorry to lose him, but I know that sometimes we'll all have to make family decisions that come first.
Bicycle, bicycle, I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride.
Especially appreciate your love of the outdoors, hiking the mountains of Western Mass and seeing our natural treasures here in the Bay State Protected. When I hiked with the Appalachian Mountain Club last summer out on the New England Scenic Trail, I was reminded that it was Congressman Olver who originally introduced the legislation to designate the New England Scenic Trail. Congressman, we will continue to work to protect and grow that legacy of conservation.
Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by.
I had a lot of reasons to be unhappy when the Republicans won the House in 2010. One was my sadness at the interruption of what had become one of the most promising policy developments in recent American history. I was the chair of the committee that had jurisdiction over federal housing policy. John was the chair of the subcommittee that voted the funds, which obviously also has an impact on the policy. And we had the Obama administration. With John in the lead, and I want to stress this, John took the lead on this, we were trying to bring together transportation and housing to do sound and sensible urban planning, something that should have been done a long time ago. And we were beginning to do that with the cooperation of the administration, but with John as the subcommittee chairman in the lead. And I'm very proud of what we were able to do together, thanks to John's role there in preserving housing units in Massachusetts and beginning to set that groundwork. It's a very important issue, and we will return to it. But when people continue this work of sensible urban planning, of trying to do this sustainable community approach in a reasonable way, John Olver will be one of those to whom gratitude will be due.
We also recently helped to announce new federal funding for an extension of the Fitchburg commuter rail line that will bring improved service, economic development, and jobs to residents of both our districts. This is a project that John spent more than a decade fighting for and is emblematic of the type of strong advocacy he has displayed on behalf of his constituents in Western Massachusetts in the House of Representatives. Make no mistake, all this work sets the stage for decades of economic development to come.
I think Robert Frost did put it best. John, you've made all the difference, certainly for the people of Massachusetts and for the 1st Congressional District, and of course, for your family. God bless and take care, my friend. We'll still see you out there in the battles ahead.
Congratulations and thank you for all you have done for our state.
Thank you, Congressman Olver, for your leadership for your district, for the state of Massachusetts, for the Congress, and for the American people.
John, all of us will miss you, and we wish you and Rose all the best in the retirement in the years ahead.
I have been blessed to be able to have called you my friend for all of these years.
John's civility and thoughtfulness and consideration to me, as to all of his colleagues, was something that this Congress will also sorely miss. John, you are entitled, after one of the most distinguished legislative careers in Massachusetts history, to feel very good about the work you have done.
He deserves all of your accolades that I know that you're giving him today, and I want to make sure that I add my voice to that. John's been a friend, he's been a colleague, he's been a tremendous congressman, and better than that, he's just been an excellent citizen.
John, we're going to miss you. You've been a great benefit to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. You've been a good friend of mine, and I wish you the best of luck.
John, thank you for your great service to your constituents and to Massachusetts. You are a great American and a true public servant.
We will be losing a tireless worker and dedicated public servant when John retires later this year. John, I will miss very much working with you, both at home and in Congress, and wish you and Rose the very best in your retirement.
During those 20 years plus in which John has served, his values, his principles, his priorities have shown through every day. I'm proud to know him. I'm proud of what he's done for all of the people of Massachusetts. He has stood tall through difficult times, and I'm so honored to be his dear, dear friend. My best wishes to John and to Rose.
Me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathed the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.